Hello, welcome. You're here because you want to learn about how to connect with your spirit guides. And you're probably wondering what they are. You've heard some little flits about them here and there. But what is it that they can actually do for you? And why would you even want to bother developing the ability to be able to communicate with them? So, that's what I'm about to dive into because I'm getting ready to start this really amazing spirit guide workshop, and it's only going to take us one day because once you get the fundamentals down and the foundation, it's just a matter of practice. So, why would you even want to bother? Maybe we should find out what they are and what they can do for you, and that'll answer your questions about why you'd even want to bother connecting with your spirit guides anyway. So, I don't know about you, but I've lived a lot of my life not really knowing which direction to go, and I didn't even know that I didn't know. It wasn't until I started having some really difficult life experiences that I went, whoa, what is going on here? Where am I? Who are you? Who am I? What is this? And I went down the long rabbit hole of finding all of those answers. Now, when we're stepping into territory unknown, like the unseen, it can be really scary for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't even want to go down that rabbit hole because it seems so scary. And this is one of the major benefits to having a deliberate, conscious relationship with your spirit guides. In those moments, instead of being petrified and maybe terrified into immobilization, you can reach out to them and they can guide you through whatever it is that you're dealing with. Even if there's nobody around, that's the beauty of it. Because they do not live here in this physical world, you're able to access them whenever you need them. And they're coming out to help you too. So, what are spirit guides? Well, you're here on the physical earth plane, and you incarnated and came through your mother, whether or not she assisted you in actually helping you with your life journey or not. She was your portal, and she came into this world, and brought you into this world. And she and your father, their responsibility was to help you acclimate to this world and live the best life possible. They were limited by their own human experiences and everything in their being, and did the best that they were able to at the time. Now, our spirit guides are like that kind of family, except they'll never leave. You might level yourself up, just like in our school system here. When you move from second to third grade, you get a different teacher most of the time. You know, very few of us got the same teacher, not because we were held back, or maybe we were, who knows, but you understand my point, right? Every grade there's a different teacher that helps you to learn things, but then you might have somebody who's consistently there throughout the years to help you learn something else, like my music teacher. I had the same music teacher all through grade school till 8th grade, went to high school, had the same music teacher all through high school. But my English teachers changed, my history teachers changed, like that. Spirit guides are the same way. You have some that are going to stick with you the entire way, and you have some that are going to come in and help you with certain things on that leg of your journey, and then they're going to move on with theirs. There's always at least one that sticks with you your entire journey, and that I lovingly refer to as your spirit BFF. This person, this being, is here for you, and there's lots of different types of beings that it could be, but I will tell you that your recently deceased loved ones are never on your spirit team. There is some very rare exceptions, right? Because there's no blanket anything that's 100% other than, like dualities, right? But there's always some exceptions to the rules. I, in almost a decade of mediumship and talking to tens of thousands of spirits and guides and everything, ooh, here it come through. Let's make room for the truth. There really aren't too many humans who have left this plane that are capable of actually guiding you in the way that the spirit guides are designed to do. So they've got to fit certain criteria to do that, and maybe you had a grandmother or a grandfather that was really adept at all of this stuff, and so when they transitioned, it wasn't too long that they showed up to help you. But they aren't going to be the one that's with you permanently forever. They are going to continue to check in on you and do what they can, and if their expertise suits you for your highest and best, you best believe they're going to be your guide. But like I said, it's very few and far between. Most people are not far enough on their spiritual journey to understand how to be a spirit guide for somebody else because they haven't been able to do it for themselves. So your spirit BFF, they're the ones that you usually feel. They're the ones that are called guardian angels. They're the ones that are going to give you they're your first responders, okay? Like, they're going to do everything that they can to keep you on your journey. They've made an agreement with you, a soul agreement, to walk every step of the way with you. But it's up to you to listen and to follow their guidance. And a lot of the times, we hear it, we just don't know it, or we don't perceive it that way. It comes as a subtle nudge. Now, there's a difference between intuition and a spirit guide, and that's what this course is going to teach you, because a spirit guide is a being separate from you, just as I am separate from you. Your intuition is something that lies within you, that comes from within out. Guidance comes from out in. Intuition is the only guidance that comes from within out, because intuition is the Almighty speaking to you through you. But that is for another class. So our spirit guides. So if this spirit BFF is one of many of a team of spirits here to help you, if their job completely, solely is dedicated to you and your journey, why wouldn't they want to help you? Why wouldn't you want to reach out and ask them for assistance? It can be really difficult. It's hard to go, I'm alone here on earth, to, okay, I have a spirit guide, I can rely on everything. Well, that's really the truth, but when you go from duality to the other duality, the extreme, the opposite side of the same coin, it can feel like such a far leap that you start to feel a little crazy. And you're like, am I just making this up? Is it all just in my head? And we've been taught through our society that that's what it is, but I will tell you, in the vast majority of cases, it's actual assistance helping, and then the person just goes left with it and deteriorates, and so forth. But for us, we want to tap in, we want to utilize this guidance, we want to get over these hurdles so much easier without having to trudge, or at least if we have to trudge, we're not by ourselves and we know it. Like, I don't know about you, but the worst part of this journey is feeling alone. And you're never going to be able to have somebody in the physical with you every step of the way. There's only one physical being beyond yourself that walks every step of the way with you. Do you know who that is? It's not a relative, it's not a mom, it's not a sibling, it's not a child. Because none of them, barring maybe a twin, is going to be able to live your entire life with you. The parents are going to, die before you get old enough to die yourself. You're going to die before your children do, in, the best of cases. So what being is it that walks every step of this journey with you? Well, it's our Mama Gaia. Every single step you've taken. I mean, unless you're an astronaut, but most of us aren't. There's like a dozen people on the earth who have left, right? But Mama Gaia, she's been here every step of the way. And she's the only being that can be here to support you. And for a lot of us, it isn't enough. And it's okay. Her feelings aren't hurt. She supports 8 billion of us every single day. Not to mention the trillions of... Whew, She loves us so much. She supports trillions, more than trillions, of hundreds of trillions, hundreds of thousands of trillions of life, forms of life on this planet, every day relentlessly for you. Let's tap in to the spirit side of help. Let's tap into those who have dedicated, this is powerful, guys. They've dedicated their lives to you. And even if you aren't listening, they're still trying. And even if you're yelling at them and you're blaspheming them and, you know, you just lose your shit, they're still trying. It reminded me of that too. Because there's sometimes I don't listen. You know, it's the human folly. It's okay. But in those moments where I've really needed help and I've allowed them in, because you can't get help from somebody you don't allow them in. It doesn't matter where they reside, whether it's here on the physical plane or over in the spirit. If you won't let them in, they can't come in. If I lock this door, nobody can come in this door unless they want to cause a lot of damage to do so, right? Same thing on the etheric side. So all those times that you think you haven't been supported, all those times you think you've been forsaken, all those times that you thought your prayers went unanswered, well, honey, it wasn't that at all. You just couldn't hear the answer. You couldn't understand it. You couldn't perceive it. And that is what I want to change for you. I want to help you to be able to perceive your spirit guides, to be able to have a grasp on your reality, which sounds funny that we're not doing it in a physical way, but you've been trying your whole life to do it that way, and you wouldn't be here still watching this video with me if that alone was enough. But we both know that it's not. This extra level of support allows you to acknowledge and get a taste, a glimpse of the divinity that you carry within you. It allows you to have a more tangible form of that etheric assistance, because even though you can't reach out and touch them like this, you can still perceive them, and their presence becomes so real to you that you'll forget that they don't have a physical body here. And I will liken it to the feeling of when you're in a room and somebody else who lives in the house with you, or somebody who's over in your house you're really comfortable with, then enters the room quietly. They don't speak to you, you can't see them. You didn't hear them with your physical senses, you didn't anything, but you know they're there. Or what about those moments where you're in the middle of doing something, all of a sudden your friend pops into your mind, and 2 seconds later there's a text message from them. Or maybe there's not, they pop in your mind and you send them the text and they go, oh, I was just thinking about you. Well, it works like that. And what's really cool is when we tap into these spirit guides and we allow them to help us and work with us, they start developing things with us and moving us so far forward so fast. It's like, how did I get here? I mean, I know I did this, and that, but it doesn't seem to add up to this. And that is the magic. No matter where you are in your life, no matter what difficulties that you're facing, the Almighty has put you in my path and has put me in your path for a reason. And whether or not you want to develop a relationship with your spirit guides and allow them to help you in this physical life and, you know, make life easier, help you have better relationships, bring in more money, have a better place to live, and really just genuinely make your human experience infinitely better. Even if you don't want to do any of that, that's fine. I mean, I don't understand it, but that's okay. That's your choice, and I will never judge you for it. You need to honor yourself and your intuition. But sweetheart, if you're still listening to me, this is for you. I know it's scary. Believe me, I do. But in those moments when you feel most alone and there's nobody who can physically support you, I can't even put it into words. But I want that for you. Tears are common for me when I work with the divine. There's so much love here just waiting for you. But you are so honored, you are so loved, you are so cherished that you will never be forced. I will show you the door to the day that I make my transition off this planet. But it's up to you to walk through it. I will keep pointing to the doors. God will keep pointing to the doors. The doors will keep being pointed out to you in all kinds of ways. But without your own free will, your own choice to pursue the path unknown, you won't ever be able to begin. But this, connecting with your spirit guides, this is a really, really amazing first step. And if you're looking to develop any skills beyond that, psychic ability, mediumship ability, healing, then this is your first step to make sure that you set a proper foundation to develop all of these skills so that you don't lose them ever. Okay? And whether or not you want to develop those skills, it really doesn't even matter. I believe that every single person on this planet would have an infinitely better experience here if they could consciously tap in, communicate, and connect with their spirit squad and bring in that divine information through them and use it to better their lives. We could all have everything. Abundance is infinite. It is not limited. But we've got to learn how to access it for ourselves. Actually, it's just in us already. It was part of us. We have learned it out of us. So really, it's more of a releasing and eradicating that which has stopped you from receiving your abundance. But the first step, sweetheart, because I know you're scared. I was so terrified. First step is to grab solid the hand, the spirit team that the Almighty has given you, and hold tight. Oh man, I've white-knuckled it and held my breath through some situations, and they're giggling at me going, Daphne, we got you. I'm like, I know, but it's human. And it's okay. We're all human. We're having a human experience, but we don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be afraid walking down the street. We don't have to be afraid going to the store. We don't have to be afraid to shine our lights bright and to be who we are, who we came here to be. You've been holding yourself back, or you felt held back. I know I felt held back for so long. This is the first step, okay? This is the first step to your divine freedom and really, truly bringing that experience to life. All those things that you visualize, that you dream about, that you really want to happen, but you aren't even sure if it's even possible. This is the first step to changing all of that. Is my divine purpose and mission to help you here on your journey. And whether it's through these free videos and the content over in the Magical Club, join.TheMagical.Club. That's the link. You know, or you're taking my classes in the groups, or you're working one-on-one with me, or you're just getting a reading, a private session with me, like a one-on-one coaching. These things, it's all here. I'm here for you. I don't care if you could just consume my free content forever. As long as it's benefiting you, as long as you're able to move forward, that's all I want for you. All these other things I offer are to help you on your journey and help you pick from lots of different avenues to go, and so that you know you're not alone. You don't have to be alone here on your physical journey, even if you felt that way. I felt that way for a really long time, and I realized that there were so many other people who felt that way. And that's why I created TheMagical.Club, a place where you can come and have spiritual refuge and just bask in the wonderful, amazing vibrations of the club. And if you want to interact and you want to engage and you want to really embrace the community, there's so many ways to do that too. I hope that this has been really beneficial for you and that you got some insight onto why you need to access your spirit guides, why they're important, and what they can do for you. Like, what's in it for you. And if you are ready to make that next step, then you got to go join the club, because that's where I'm doing all my classes from. If you aren't in the club, you can't get in any of my classes. Sorry. That's just the way it rolls. But fortunately for you, I don't charge a membership fee. You just have to literally just, I'll probably leave some links somewhere around. Click on the link, type it in your browser, go in and sign up. It's really that easy. There isn't anything that, no mailing list you're going to get put on other than my own. I'm never going to sell any of your information, because I think that's, no. But this clubhouse that I have for you, even if you're not ready to move on with your spirit guides, just go bask in there. Allow your spirit to be comforted, supported, and loved. Even if you don't interact with anybody, even if you're just sitting there and you're just forever scrolling through and you don't like anything or even comment on it, it's there for you, wherever you are in your journey. But if you're ready to step it up and you're ready to ditch all this lame life you've been living, holla at your girl. So what I'm here for, it's my divine purpose, my divine mission, and I am grateful and humbled to guide you on your journey here on earth. The Almighty would just like to thank you for sticking it out, not giving up. Although daily you may even feel like it. But you are still here. There is a purpose and a plan for you. Surrender and watch the magic unfold.